Hello Year 2, I hope you're really enjoying all of your home learning today and having a really nice day. I would like you to write the date and skill into your book please so that you're ready for our history lesson. So the date today is Thursday the 4th of February 2021 and your skill is to make notes from a range of sources. I'd like you to write this in your book now please and then unpause the video when you're ready to begin today's history lesson. Off you go please. Okay. Let's have a look then at our starter. Now in a moment I'm going to show you some items that are clues about who we are going to be looking at over the next 2 weeks in our history lessons. I would like you to think, why is this person famous and who might they be? Okay, are we ready then for the first clue? Okay, so here is the first clue. I would like you to think, why is this person famous and who might they be? Pause the video and discuss this question please. Okay, on to clue number 2 then. So here we have Brazil's flag and I would like to think, why might this person be famous and who might they be? Pause the video please. Okay, the last clue then. So here we have a World Cup trophy and once again, why is this person famous? Who might they be? I'd like you to pause the video and discuss these questions please. Okay, well done. So some of you might have a few people in mind as to who we could be looking at in our history lessons over the next few weeks. And let's see if any of you are right. So today we are going to be learning all about a famous footballer called Pelé. And this is him here cheering, okay, once he scored a goal. So this week we are going to be taking notes from a range of sources. So we're going to be looking at videos, we're going to be looking at facts from a biography, and we are also going to be looking at photos. And we are going to be looking at these sources and jotting down some notes all about Pelé's life. Okay? And we're going to do this because this will help us write a quiz all about Pelé and his life, which we will write next week. So we're gathering all the information we need this week in order to write our quiz next week. So as we go through each source, I would like you to record any information that you think is important and useful into your book, and I'm going to show you how we're going to record it into our books now. So first, underneath your date and skill, I would like you to write the heading photos. So I would like you to, this is how we spell photos here, okay? So I'd like you to write photos into your book as your heading. Now please pause the video. Okay, well done, you've got your heading. Underneath that heading then, I'm going to show you a few photos on the next few slides and I would like you to record any information that you get from these photos, so anything you infer, anything you think, oh that's really important, I'm going to write that down, okay? So here are the first few photos. I'd like you to pause the video and have a really close look at these photos please. Off you go. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little look then and might have jotted down some facts. If you have jotted down some facts, brilliant. If you haven't, then pause the video and jot down some information that you've inferred now, please. Okay, so we can see then that he has won 3 trophies, so we might find out a little bit more about those later. Okay, so that's an important thing that we could jot down. So he was good, he was very good at football, okay, so we can see here tackling someone there. And then we have got a map here and we've got Brazil and Sao Paulo circled, okay, and that is where he was born, so that's where he lived, in Brazil, and then Sao Paulo here, oh, this second circle here, okay, so really important, you might need to jot those 2 things down there. Okay. Let's have a look at a few more pictures of Pelé then, and what can you infer from these pictures? Pause the video please. Okay, so you might then have noticed he had number 10 on his shirt, and here he's a very famous footballer, so we've got people taking photos of him, trying to get his picture, and then here he's cheering, so we know he's a very good footballer and he's very good at scoring goals. So I'd like you to write down anything you've inferred from these pictures now please. So the next thing I would like you to do then, underneath your information you have gathered from the photos, I would like you to write the heading videos, and that's spelled there, videos. Okay, I'd like you to pause the video and write that heading in now please. Okay, now there were lots of different videos that I wanted to show you today, but unfortunately they wouldn't work through YouTube, so we've only got the one to see today. But never mind, we're going to carry on and keep going because we'll still be able to gather some information from it. Okay, so I would like you to watch this video and write down any information that you get underneath that heading videos that you've just wrote in your book. Are we ready then? So some of his best goals. Okay, so I'd like you to now pause the video and write in any facts that you've gathered from that video underneath your heading videos. Pause the video now, please. Okay, our last source today then. I would like you to now write the heading biography, which is spelled like this, here, biography, underneath the information you gathered from video. So I'd like you to pause the video and write this heading now, please. Okay, well done. Hopefully you'll have your heading biography then. And what you're going to do is you're going to record any information you get from the biography facts underneath that heading. Now there are 3 ways that you can do this part of the lesson today. So you've got 3 different options and you can choose which option you would prefer to do. So the first option then, you can download the biography PDF from the school website, so it's going to be underneath this video. Okay, and you can print it out if you have a printer, and you can underline the key facts, and I'd recommend doing it in a coloured pencil so that it's really clear what your key facts are. Okay, or second option, you can download the biography PDF from the school website, again underneath this video, and you can read it. So if it's easier for you to read, you can download it and read it from the website, and then write down the key facts from that biography into your book underneath the biography heading. Alternatively then, the third option, over the next few slides I'm going to read key facts from the biography to you. Okay, you can listen to these and jot down anything you think is important into your notes underneath the biography heading. Okay, when I'm reading the facts, you can pause it at any time, so don't wait for me to say pause the video, because I'm just going to keep reading, and I just want you to pause. If you think it's an important fact that you'd like to jot down, then I'd just like you to pause the video and write it down, and then play it again so that you can hear the rest. Okay, so just pause it at any time that you need to. Okay, so I'd like you to choose your option. And if you are doing the options where you are going to use the PDF from the school website, this is what it looks like on the website. So if you go underneath this video and click on it, this is what you will find. Okay, so I'd like you to pause the video and choose your option now, please. Off you go. Okay, so let's go through some of the facts then. So Pelé's full name is Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Okay, tried my best there with the pronunciation. He was born on the 23rd of October 1940. He comes from Brazil and he grew up in a poor area of Sao Paulo. So that's why they were circled. When we think back to our pictures source, that's why we have Brazil and Sao Paulo circled. As a child, he could not afford a football. He usually played football with an old newspaper that was scrunched up like a ball, or a grapefruit. Okay, so it makes us feel incredibly lucky then that we have footballs at home, don't we, and at school. So, he was the son of a professional football player, but unfortunately his father suffered a knee injury, so his knee was really hurt, and he was no longer able to play, so that must have made his father really upset. Pelé loved football, but his family didn't want him to become a football player because of what had happened to his dad. When Pelé was young, he played football with some children, and they teased him and called him Pelé. To stop the ball, he used his hands instead of his feet. Pe means foot and le means full. So the name Pelé means football, so that's the literal name of Pelé, okay, literal meaning, sorry, Pelé. So Pelé means footful. Edson, remember that was his real name, and his name he was given when he was born, never liked this name, but the more he protested, which means that the more he said, I don't want to be called that name, please don't call me that name, the more people called him Pelé. So it just stuck in the end, okay? When he was 10 years old, Edson watched the 1950 World Cup final. Brazil lost to Uruguay, and his father cried. Pelé promised his father that he would one day win the World Cup trophy for his dad, for his country and his dad. At the age of 14, he joined a football team called Bauru in Sao Paulo. He got a reputation as an extremely good goal scorer. 1 year later, Pelé joined a different team called Santos. It was clear that Pelé was a special player, and he soon started playing for Brazil's national football teams. That was quite an honour. He must have been very, very good. An achievement, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look at the next few facts then. Pelé won the World Cup with Brazil when he was only 17 years old, so it's very, very young. He became the youngest player in a World Cup winning team. He scored many goals and became the all-time leading scorer for Brazil. He led the Brazilian national team to titles, so won the World Cup, in 1958, 1962 and 1970. So he won the World Cup. He was part of the Brazilian national team when they won the World Cup 3 times, okay? So if you think back to that picture then, that's why he was holding the 3 trophies, okay? So he won it 3 times. A massive achievement. In the late 1960s, Pelé's team, Santos, went to Nigeria to play a match. There was a war in Nigeria at the time, but both sides agreed to stop the war for a couple of days so that the people could see Pelé play. Pelé only used his hands to stop the ball one more time in his whole career. He was playing his final match when he suddenly handled the ball. The crowd was shocked until they realised it was Edson's little joke, okay, because that's where his name came from, because he was handling the ball with his hands, so he thought it'd be funny in his final match to suddenly touch the ball with his hands, okay, when he shouldn't have, okay, they're the rules of football, aren't they? Okay. He is the only footballer to be part of 3 World Cup winning teams. In 1999, he was voted Football Player of the Century, and the International Olympic Committee named Pelé the Athlete of the Century. Okay. In his long career, Pelé scored 1,282 goals in 1,363 games, which is a world record. Okay. In Brazil, Pelé is seen as a hero, and everyone knows him as the king of football. Okay, so if you haven't already then, I'd now like you to pause the video and write down some notes underneath your biography heading. Okay, pause the video now please. Okay, for your last couple of activities today then, I would like you to either play football, you can go into your garden and play and ask your adults if it's okay, and play football and try and score a goal, or you can imagine you are playing football. Okay, and I want you to think, how did you feel when you were playing football or when you scored a goal? And just come up with a few keywords describing how you felt playing football. And I'd like you to come up with a few and then write 3 feeling words, okay, underneath the writing that you have done today. So 3 feeling words describing how you felt when you were playing football, or when you were imagining playing football, and when you scored the goal. So I'd like you to pause the video and do that now, please. Okay, so I'm sure lots of you have come up with some amazing feeling words. So happy, excited, lots of different feeling words that you've got. Okay. So I'd now like to think, What was your favourite fact that you learnt about Pelé today, and why? Now, you might like to underline this in coloured pencil in your book if you've recorded your facts in your book, okay? And if you've underlined it on the document, then you can just circle your favourite fact, or just tell someone what your favourite fact is and why. So I'd like you to pause the video now, please, and say what your favourite fact was about Pelé and why. Okay. From what you have learnt today then about Pelé, do you agree that he was the best football player, and why? I think this is going to be very controversial in year 2. I know lots of you love your football and love your different football players. So do you agree he was the best football player, and why? Pause the video, please. Okay, let's test your memory of some of the facts we have learnt today now then. So I would like you, in a moment, to stand up either behind your chair if you're in school, or just make sure you're in a nice safe space that you can move around in if you're at home. Okay, so check your surroundings, make sure you're not near anything that you could either hurt other people or that you won't hurt yourself. Okay, and in a minute I'm going to play some music, and I'd like you to dance along to the music, and when the music stops I'm going to read a question about Pelé, okay, and I would like you to try and answer it. Okay, just from your memory. If you really can't remember, you can have a look back through your facts that you've gathered, and then I will reveal the answer so that you can see if you're correct. So it's a little bit like what we're going to be doing next week. Instead of you writing the quiz, I'm going to be quizzing you. I'm going to be asking you the questions. Okay. So, are we safe in a safe space, and are we ready? Okay, I'm going to play the music and have a little dance. Okay, so pause your dancing then. The first question of our quiz. Where was Pelé born? I want you to see if you can come up with the answer to this question. Okay, pause if you need any longer. Pause this video if you need any longer. Okay, so well done if you said Brazil. He was born in Brazil. Well done. Okay, keep dancing.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this.
Okay, so second question then. Are you ready? Pause your dancing for a moment. What did he use as a football as a child? I want you to think about this for a few seconds. What did he use as a football as a child? He was too poor to get a football, so what did he use instead? It was very creative. Okay, pause the video if you need any longer then. I'm going to reveal the answer. So, when he was a child, he used an old rolled up newspaper, so scrunched up into a ball, or a grapefruit as a football. Okay, well done if you got that right. Keep dancing. Okay, the next question then, the third question of our quiz. What big football event did he win? Okay, so it was a really big football event that we've spoken about today. And what was it called? I'd like to pause the video and have a little think. Okay, well done. I'm going to reveal the answer. So if you're ready, if you're not, then pause the video for longer. The World Cup. So he won the World Cup. And an extra point then, how many times did he win the World Cup with the Brazilian team? Well done, he won it 3 times. Well done. Okay, keep dancing then, and we're going to go on to our next question in a moment.
If you feel like a room without a roof, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth, because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go.
Okay, I'm sure you're all really enjoying dancing. The fourth question then, there's only going to be 5, but the fourth question was, how old was he when he won his first World Cup? I'd like to have a little think and give you a few seconds. Have a little think. How old was he? Okay, pause the video if you need any longer. So he was 17 years old, so it was really young, wasn't it? Very, very young to win his first World Cup. Okay, last bit of dancing then for our last question.
Bring me down, I said. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down, I said. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if
Okay, so last question then of our quiz today. How many goals did he score in total? So this is a tricky question. You have to have a really good memory for this one. What do we think then? How many goals did he score? Okay, pause the video if you need any longer to have a think. So he scored 1,282 goals in his career. So it's an awful lot of goals, isn't it? An amazing amount of goals. Okay, well done. I hope you really enjoyed dancing and answering the quiz, and I hope you're all really looking forward to writing your quiz next week in our next history lesson. I hope you have a lovely afternoon, year 2. Goodbye.